Jury duty is unavoidable, but a new phone scam might have you believing otherwise. Two Lincoln women have already been tricked into paying over $1,000 to people posing as law enforcement. The scammers are telling people they have warrants out for their arrest because they missed jury duty. There are no warrants, and they were never summoned for jury duty.
This was a $1,300 loss. I know LPD worked a case yesterday or the day before with a $1,200 loss. So people just need to be aware and be smart about this.
If you receive any phone calls that seem out of the ordinary, please request that you contact them immediately. A filibuster is currently taking place in the Nebraska legislature. Republicans are looking to change the law regarding Nebraska's electoral college by making Nebraska a winner-take-all state again. Democrats are trying to keep Nebraska a congressional district method voting system in which 3 of the 5 votes go with each individual district. Nebraska and Maine are the only 2 states in the union that vote by the congressional district method. The only time this method has factored into an election was 2008, when the Omaha district voted for Barack Obama. The 5th largest lottery jackpot in U.S. history made 3 lucky winners quite a bit richer last night. The winners are from North Carolina, Texas, and Puerto Rico, and will each take home a little more than $110 million. One Nebraskan from Lincoln and another from Grand Island each won a smaller prize of $10,000 from last night's drawing. We asked a few people what they would do if they had won the jackpot.
First thing I would do is go watch a World Cup.
3 Lincoln organizations will work to help keep inmates out of prison for good after they are released. The Center for People in Need, Released and Restored, Inc., and the Mental Health Association of Nebraska are 3 of 8 organizations that will receive grants to train felons skills that can help them maintain meaningful employment once released from prison. In all, Nebraska is allocating $6.2 million to 8 organizations that will teach these men and women employable skills, such as operating a forklift, working in a kitchen, and construction, as well as help prepare them for job interviews and making a resume. Officials are hoping that these programs can make the transition from incarceration to civilian life easier for inmates. A bill proposed by Senator Ernie Chambers would take the shackles off of juvenile offenders, quite literally. Juvenile lawyers and advocates say offenders as young as 10 years old are brought into court and shackled during court appearances. They claim that not only does this practice psychologically damage children, it affects their courtroom behavior. No action has been taken on the bill as of yet.